So first of all, I want to start this video off with saying I am not in any way trying to disparage or put down the idea of medically transitioning, of going full time or anything like that. Okay, I'm not trying to put that down. But something that I have read, okay, that things that have been found in, I guess you can say, empirical studies, scientific studies into the mental health and happiness of transgender people, is that there is something that is more important than, I guess you could say, medically transitioning. Okay, that transgender people who have gone through medical transitional steps, or what they call GAMIs, I think that stands for genetically affirming medical interventions. Okay, surgical things you do, drugs you take, or whatever, medical things you do in transitioning. Okay, transitional steps you take. That those things are important, and people who do those things as transgender people are usually happier in the long run than people who don't, take any transitional steps. But studies have also found that there is one thing that is much more important than that. And in a person's, when they find people who report that they are personally happy, that they're not struggling with depression or suicidal thoughts, or those things. Okay? And that thing is support. Family and social support. That people who have a lot of that are much happier than people who aren't, regardless of transition. Okay? When it comes to things like suicide and those things, that makes the biggest difference. And I know that you can't just go out and get your family to support you. We would all want that. Okay? But you can seek out the relationships in your life that are supportive. Okay? And distance yourself from the people that are not. And that's something sometimes that the cisgender world doesn't like and they don't understand. That oftentimes when we come out, we start distancing ourselves from certain people. And even if you go to different transgender support groups, they'll tell you that. They'll tell you to, seek out relationships with allies and to pull away from people who aren't. And so, I've even heard it kind of called cultish. And so it doesn't make sense to the outside world. But you know what? If you are struggling with depression and different things, if you're coming out, then there are some negative emotions and things that are going to be triggered in you, just like in all the rest of us. And so it is really important to seek out the supportive relationships. That the people that are in your life are supportive, draw near to those people, talk to those people, do things with those people. And honestly, you might want to consider pulling away somewhat from people that aren't supportive, that aren't allies. I'm not saying stop talking to them. But, you definitely might want to pull away and focus more on the other, because in terms of your happiness, don't think that you're somehow all above all the rest of us. That you can be some kind of I don't know, a lone wolf trans woman or something who's making it her way in the world all on her own. Because you're not. Okay, all of us need support. And there's no exception for me or you or anybody else. So I really recommend you pulling into the relationships that are supportive of you and beneficial to you, not just in the trans community, but in your family and in your friends. Because that is going to make a huge difference in the long run with how happy you are with yourself and in your life.